Hey, how you doing? My name's Barry. After 40 years of being an electrician, I retired and started quilting as a hobby. And I created this channel as a way to document my progress. But not only that, I'll read you the description of my channel. It says, Retired Beginning Quilter, sharing the ups and downs of retirement and reflections on life while pursuing your passions. So it's not just about quilting. It's about pursuing your passions, because there's some people, or there's several people that watch this channel that don't even quilt, and you don't have to quilt to enjoy this channel. And I like to talk about a variety of things, but mainly quilting. But today, this is one of those times where I like to try to give back to you as a way of saying thanks and sort of interact with people on the channel. And the way we do that is with the Button Club. And the Button Club, in my mind, when I thought about this, that was the button is a symbol of the button holds things together, holds shirts together, holds clothes together, and it symbolizes, binding things together. And I like to think of it as a way to bind the past with the future. There, that's the best way I can explain it. I've been struggling with this for probably 2 or 3 weeks since I started. I got so many buttons and I really appreciate it, and I am very thankful, number one. But I don't want to make everybody mad that's not coming here for the quilting. You can't please everybody. But I'm going to try to do these as long as the buttons keep coming in. I'm going to try to do these once a week and fill in with quilting the rest of the time. But this is the way I'm giving back. I'm not making a living out of this. This is you get what you pay for. Nothing. That's the way I look at it. So you can watch this video. You can watch some of it, all of it, or none of it. And I promise the next video will be about quilting. If you don't like it, and you can skip on. For those of you that do want to watch it, I'm going to tell you this is going to be a very long video because I got really overwhelmed by buttons in the last week and a half. But here's what I'm going to do. Little changes. I've been thinking about this the whole week. The button channel number 1 is going to stay right here on this channel. There's no reason to start another channel, but we're only going to do it once a week. And if it means that this video is going to go on for 2 hours, I got an idea. You can put this on a loop and go to bed and listen to it all night long. There's things that I do. I do that. I turn the TV on and boom. So maybe you can put that whole playlist on a loop and just let her go. So I'm going to keep it here. I'm going to take every button that I get that week and make a video out of it, no matter how long it happens to be. I'm going to timestamp it so that if you just want to see if your button's read this week, you can go down to the description and look to see if your name is there and just watch that if that's all you want to do. I mean, I can't dictate to you what you do, and I just appreciate you being here. The only thing that I ask you to do is when you send a button, I think we're going to have to do 2 things. One is write hand stamp on it. I think that's what they call it, hand stamp, so that they're not putting it through a machine and your button doesn't get broke or destroyed, or in some cases get ripped out of the package. And I have one of those today, and I apologize, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. And the second thing is, like I said, just keep your stories or whatever, just keep them short so we don't take up the whole day. So, but I love hearing your stories. And so let's get started. I may pause this several times just to get caught up, get some water or something like that. So let's just see how this goes. This first card, look at this here. Look at this fabric here. This is from Candy from Bridgeville, Delaware. It says, and I put her button right over here under the button. What are we going to call that? The button scope. It says, hi Barry, I enjoy your videos and think it is great that you are teaching yourself how to sew and quilt in your retirement. I too love to sew. My teenage granddaughter sketched a patchwork poncho she wants me to help her make. We thrifted clothing with colors and patterns she likes, and we have washed and cut apart the fabrics. It is a work in progress. This project will always be a fond memory for me. The button I'm sending you came from one of the sport coats we are using. It's a very nice button too. Also, this card is made from some of the fabric scraps. Keep up the good work on your sewing projects and your YouTube channel. Your positive attitude is refreshing. My best to you and your family. Sincerely, Candy, Bridgeville, Delaware. And I don't know if you can see that, but thank you. Thank you, Candy. I'm going to save your card here. That is nice. There's like a little feather there too. Yeah. So I hope, and I put this, somebody mentioned they couldn't see the buttons. And oh, I forgot, we're going to open up the button club. Let me turn this around this way. And Candy from Bridgeville, Delaware, welcome to the button club. So let's go with the next one. This is from Tracy from Australia. Let me put the button right there. It says, "Hi Barry, this floral button is originally from France. My mother-in-law brought it back for me as a souvenir nearly 30 years ago. So there were only 2 buttons. I never used them, so I am sending you one for your collection, and I still have the other as a keepsake of my mother-in-law's trip to France, a country she loved to visit. Regards from Tracy in Australia." Thank you, Tracy. You know, here's a little fun fact. I took 2 years of French. Guess what? Out of 2 years, I can say "je m'appelle." That's it. So there you go. Look at that button. This is a nice, like I said, little flower button. And Tracy from Australia, welcome to the button club. Let's see what else we got. Ooh, got a nice one here. And it's intact. Even comes with a, I don't know if you can see this little picture of a flower. Let's see what it says. This is from, I hope I get this name right, Dorinda from Tampa, Florida. Dorinda from Tampa, Florida. It says, "Barry, I love the idea of the button club. I am writing from Tampa, Florida. I learned to sew at a young age and took up quilting as a hobby about 5 years ago. Awesome idea. Love it. Enclosed in my latest pillow with, oh, that's what this is. It's a picture of a pillow. Is my latest pillow with applique using So Simple Shapes by Lori Holt. I've heard of her, but I don't follow her yet or know much about her. I have quite a collection of buttons. I love flowers, so enclosed is one of my favorites. I enjoy your videos. Thank you for sharing." Dorinda. Dorinda, that is a nice button, and that is a nice pillow. Like I said, I save all these. I'm going to save all these. And Dorinda from, I think, Tampa, Florida. Is that what we said? We said Tampa, Florida. Welcome to the button club. Yay. All right, I got a bunch of buttons out here ready to go this time, so let's go. Let us go. And remember, you can check the timestamp down below if you want to skip ahead to anything, or if you just want to see if your button is being shown down there. Let's go right here. Let's see if we can do this. There's the buttons. This one is from Connie from Newbern, North Carolina. Did I get that right? Connie, Newbern. Anyway, she says a really nice little card there. says, "Hi Barry, I am new sub to your channel and wanted to say thanks for your videos. These buttons are from my husband's uniforms. He is a veteran from Desert Storm and was in the Navy Corps for 27 years. I have deconstructed his uniforms in hopes of using them in a memory quilt, which is how I found your channel. Although he passed away in 2010, my hope is to keep his memory alive by using his uniforms." Connie. Connie, thank you so very much for entrusting these buttons to the jar, and his memory will be here, and every time you see it sitting up there, you know his buttons are in there, and I would like to thank him for his service. Thank you very much for sending them. That means a lot to me, and I really appreciate it. And we are going to Connie from North Carolina. Welcome to the Memory Makers Button Club, and they will be right there. That is awesome. And you put it in a nice little protective box, and they made it. Woohoo! Let me put these little buttons right here. And this card is from Joplin, Missouri. It says, "Rock stars are overrated. Quilt stars are the best." And she got a quilt star block right there. Ain't that awesome? Man, I love doing this. "Hi Barry, I've sent you 2 buttons to remember that while you can't fit a square button into a round hole or a round button into a square hole, you can sew squares and rounds of fabric and get a beautiful quilt. Done is better than perfect. Love your channel. Be encouraged, Deborah." So Deborah from Joplin, Missouri, thank you so very much. Look at these buttons here. A round one and a square one. I got it. Thank you. I love that color. I love these, I don't know what color that's. Green, turquoise. I'm not a very good color person, but Deborah from Joplin, Missouri, welcome to the Button Club. Thank you. And just remember, you guys are my friends. If you take time to watch these videos, you are my friends. And I just want to let you know that means a lot to me. Because it's Friday night, I'm sitting here by myself, but you're here with me. So we're together. Here's just the cards, just a note. Just a note. Said, "Barry, I so enjoy your sharing your quilting journey and happy to see more men having discovered the joy of the fiber arts." I like that word, fiber arts. "I am send 3 buttons for your button club. The plastic Eeyore is left over from an outfit I made for my daughter 10 years ago, over 10 years ago. The round button has Iceland on it from my visit there in 2016. Yay, I'd like to go there sometime. Go Cardinals, my team, as I was born in Missouri and spent many summers there in my youth. Kathy in Albuquerque, New Mexico." Awesome. Look at those nice little buttons. Thank you, Kathy, from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Kathy, I just want to say, I don't know if anybody's told you this before, but welcome to the Memory Makers Button Club. And they are going to be right there. Thank you for your nice little box here. That's a way to make sure they don't get lost. And again, I got another one from my friend Carol. She doesn't want these in the jar. She just sent a little note saying, "These are to sew on your projects that you give away." Thank you, Carol. As always, I appreciate it. She's my friend too. You're my friend. She's my friend. I will save that for later. We're making some good progress here, I think. This was from Terri from Blair, Nebraska. And I went to Nebraska a couple years ago. Went to, I was over by Colorado. Love it. Love it. Love it. So Terri from Blair, Nebraska writes, a little color for your button jar. And I appreciate it. Short and sweet. Thank you, Terri. Terri, welcome to the Memory Makers Button Club. And we got one more here, and then we're going to... get some more. This is from Donna from Eugene, Oregon. And she sends this nice quilt card. I think that's what they are. Well, anyways, there's a bunch of designs on it. I'm a guy. What do I know? Hi, Barry. Thank you for sharing your personal quilting experience. I really enjoy gleaning from the experiences of people who may think and process things differently than me. You got that right. I probably think and process things differently than most people. This little Campfire Girls button, worn on a bluebird in the 70s uniform, invokes nostalgic memories of my young childhood. It is a representation of all the warm and enclosed connections we make with others in our community and nature, and a reminder of the many wonderful experiences while growing up. Hoping this will get me in the door of the exclusive Memory Makers Button Club. Cheers, Donna from Oregon. And Donna, did you hear my last video about me being in the Bluebirds as a Girl Scout? I love that story. That's my Pee Wee Herman. Anyways, did you get a good look at that? Anyways, Donna from Eugene, Oregon, welcome to the exclusive Memory Makers Button Club. Not a lot of people can get in this, by the way. So give me a second. I'll get another batch. Okay, it's stupid dad joke time. You ready? What kind of bear has no teeth? A gummy bear. Ta-da! I didn't say they were all good. Matter of fact, don't know if any of them are good. But let's see. Look at this. Speaking of little bears. There. This is from Paula from Phoenix, Arizona. I've been to Phoenix. It's got a little cute card that says thank you with a little doggy on it. Dear Barry, here are 2 buttons left over from the 1980s when I sewed for my children. Thank you for adding them to the jar. Paula from Phoenix, Arizona. Well, thank you, Paula, and I will do that right now. And look at those cute little buttons. And Paula from Phoenix, Arizona, welcome to the Memory Makers Button Club. Woohoo! I have to untape this one. Yeah, we're making some good time today, I think. There's that. This card says Sew Day. Awesome. This is from Laura from Baxter Springs, Kansas. Dear Barry, I hope this note finds you and Steve well. Hi, Steve. Steve, come here. Speaking of Steve, come up here. Come on, here. Come up here. Come up here. Come up here. Come up here. Yes, there's Steve. Yes. All right, go on. If you didn't stay to the end of yesterday's video on the churn, is it the churn dash quilt block? You need to go to the end of the video because I put a little, Steve did a little cameo or something there at the very end. Just FYI. Says, let's see. Thank you for doing the button memory jar. What fun. Helen, my grandma's fun, sweet, giving, and loving friend for over 4 decades, left me her button box. When I went to visit Helen, it was a tie as to which I wanted to do first. Eat one of her sweet treats or play with the button box. The button box won. So many colors and shapes to organize and rearrange. Now my granddaughter gets to play with them. This green button is the one I chose out of the many I laid out. It reminds me of Art Deco of the 1930s and the jade green of the 1930s and 40s. Thank you for letting me participate in your memory jar. Last Halloween, I turned 65 out of nowhere. Memories pop up out of my home. Let's see, I'm reading this wrong. Last Halloween, I turned 65. Out of nowhere, memories pop up out of my home sickness, Danville, Illinois, where I was born. The memories warm and comfort me. Every time I watch your video, it makes me warm and fuzzy. All my best to you and your quilting journey. I hope you enjoy making them half as much as I love enjoying them, Laura. And Laura, that's from Baxter Springs, Kansas. Yes, and Laura, thank you very much. That is an awesome memory button to have. And just know, this button will be right here in this jar. So every time you see it up there, there it is. And Laura, welcome to the Memory Makers Button Club. Thank you. Yeah, if you didn't watch to the end yesterday, you missed out. I sort of snuck that in just to see if anybody was paying attention. I think only one person evidently watched to the end because they're the only one person commented. That's okay. Just go ahead and hurt my feelings. I can take it. This is from Kathy from Des Moines, Iowa. And she gives a nice little card right there. Thank you, Kathy. Let's see here. Button, button, who's got the button? Remember that old game? It's one of my button memories. The second is playing under my grandma's long, narrow quilt frame, playing with the buttons in her button tin while she quilted away. The third is of my mom helping me sew on a button, my very first one ever. It was the closure on a little square box made out of recycled Christmas cards. So I send you a 3 button for your jar. It represents all 3 of these pleasant childhood memories. Such a great ideal, your button jar. I predict you will soon need a second jar and a third perhaps. Thanks, Barry, for waking up those fond memories. Kathy in Iowa. P.S. You're doing a great job with your new quilting passion. Keep up the good work and the sharing. I'll be watching. Thank you, Kathy from Iowa. Thank you for the button. And guess what? Welcome to the Memory Makers Button Club. You're in. Lifetime. Can't get out. Sorry. Woo. Look at us go. Now this, I gotta sort of rearrange this here. I really need to work. These weeks go by so fast. Hope you can see that. Hello, Barry. These buttons are extras I received when I bought a new blouse at Torrid Clothing Stores. That's a place that I have never shopped. So now you have buttons covered with some fabric from my wardrobe. Peggy Sue from, let me try not to screw this up. Peggy Sue from Escondido, California. Let me know if that's right. But Thank you. And I'm also going to put the little string in the jar. And Peggy Sue, welcome to the Memory Makers Button Club. Woohoo! Okay, we're going to go remote with the Steve cam. Let's see if we can do this. Hi, Steve. I had to do that. Sorry. Let's get it set up here. Enough chit chat. We got too much work to do. Here's another one. Joke for you. Why does the chicken coop only have 2 doors? If it had 4 doors, it'd be a chicken sedan. Yay. I'm so good. Check out this button. It says, Barry, hi. My name is Kathy, and I'm sending this button to represent the first quilt I ever made. My granddaughter has it. I just wanted to be a button in the memory jar. Thank you, Kathy, from Lucasville, Ohio. P.S. Love your jokes and videos. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. You know what? I'm not too far from Lucasville, and I remember Kathy. I'll make sure I want to get it right. Kathy from Lucasville, Ohio. Welcome to the Memory Makers Button Club. I have 2 things. I remember there's Graham's Grocery there in town, and also I got my first ticket there, right there in front of the movie theater, right down the road. I was I think it was a Saturday. I was driving down through there in a 67 Chevy 2 Nova Super Sport. And Highway Patrol, this is like in the early 80s, Highway Patrolman pulled me over, and he gets out and he says, hey, didn't you see me in your rearview mirror? And I said, yeah. He says, well, why didn't you slow down? I'm like 17 years old. And I said, well, if I slowed down, then you would know that I knew that I was speeding. So that was my thought process. Didn't work. Got a ticket. And back then, you had to come up with the money right then. So that's my fond memories of Lucasville. Look at this nice button. It says, hi, Barry. Here is a button for your jar. It is handmade by me with the impression of a labyrinth on it. Unlike a maze, there is only one way in and out. It represents the journey to your inner truth and then bringing your talents back out into the world. I enjoy watching your videos. Best wishes from England, Jacqui. Thank you very much. That is awesome. I think this is our first handmade button. Awesome. Jacqui from England, welcome to the Memory Makers Button Club. Thank you very much. I am so impressed. Let me get this knife here. There we go. We don't need that for this one here. This is from Georgia, from Durham, North Carolina. Hi, Barry. I started quilting 3 years ago at 54 years old, using men's dress shirts from thrift stores. This button represents my new form and wonderful hobby, Georgia. Well, that's fantastic. And you got me beat. You're probably 10 times better than I'll ever be. Anyways, Georgia from North Carolina, welcome to the Memory Makers Button Club. And thank you. I appreciate that. I'll put that over there and then over there. That's a nice little heart. And it's like, I think it's like a snowflake there. Let's see. This is from Deborah from Olds, Alberta, Canada. I love Canada. Did I ever tell you that I was on the Red Green Show? If you guys have ever heard of that show, I was on the Red Green Show in 1998. One episode at the end of it. And if you don't know what it is, it's a Canadian comedy. You usually find it late night. But yeah, I went up to watch them film it, and they asked me if I wanted to be in the lodge scene at the end. So I didn't get to be a movie star out of it, but I was on one episode of the Red Green Show. I'm very proud of that fact. Barry, greetings from cold and snowy Alberta, Canada. I am glad I found your channel on YouTube. The Memory Makers Button Club is a fantastic ideal. My grandmother and my mom had fabulous button boxes that were a treasure for me as a child. I still have a few from their collections. I close to send you a snowflake button as it is very snowy here today, and a heart button because I love watching your quilting progress and your videos make my heart happy. Keep on quilting, Debbie. Debbie, thank you so much. I love your little heart and snowflake, and hopefully it warms up really soon for you. And Debbie from Alberta, Canada, welcome to the Memory Makers Button Club. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to show you the card. Look at that card. You know what? People do amazing, I think I had it upside down. People do amazing work. I just hope I can be half as good at quilting one of these days as those. All right, we're out at least halfway through, so give me a minute and I'll get another batch going. All right, we are going. Get this out here. Look at this card. Looked like she made this with some fabric on there. Here, I don't know if you can see that. That's awesome job. See who this is from. You didn't give a first name, and I'm not going to say your last name, but you are from Chambersburg, PA. Maybe it's in the card here. Hi, Barry. My spidey sense went off when I heard button. My mom and I both collected buttons. When I went through her stuff, she had 10 one-gallon bags of buttons. 2 of them were all white. I don't have that many, but I'm getting there. Good luck on your quilting journey, and here's a button for your jar. There's nothing really special about it other than it's a pretty crazy button. And she could put a little smiley face there. Give a comment. I'm looking at you. Give me a comment below so I can get your first name on there, because you didn't put it on the card, and I don't, like I said, I don't say people's addresses or last names for various reasons, but I love your card. Thank you very much. From Chambersburg, PA, welcome to the Memory Makers Button Club. Let's see what we got here. We're getting really close. After I go through this little batch here, I'm actually surprised. I thought I was going to be here half the night doing this. But I don't mind. If you'll watch, I'll do it. I don't have a problem with it. I have no life. I have no wife. I have no life. I'm going to tell you a story soon about Brenda. That's a classic one. You need to stay tuned for when I tell you that story. And this is a nice little heart right here she's made. Or it's not, she didn't make it. It looks like it's like a little notepads in the shape of a heart. Dear Barry, these buttons don't have much of a story. The big one was from one of my favorite suits back in my working days. I have no idea where the small ones originated, but since they remind me of buffalo nickels, I thought they were cool. I love buffalo nickels. I still collect coins once in a while, but not much. But I love buffalo nickels. Reminds me of going to South Dakota. Thank you for the Memory Makers Button Club ideal. I'm happy to be able to be part of your audience and the Memory Makers Button Club. Happy Valentine's Day, Wilda from Williamsburg, Virginia. P.S. I have cousins in Hamilton, so I visited your part of Ohio a few times. I was just in Hamilton today, well, close to it. I don't think you can see it, but I just bought another cabinet for my printer today from IKEA. So I was really close to Hamilton today. And Wilda from Williamsburg, was it Williamsburg, Virginia? Well, make sure I get it right. Yep, Williamsburg, Virginia. Wilda, welcome to the Memory Makers Button Club. There you go. Are you still with me so far? I tell you what, down in the comments, write, what shall we say? Yes, I'm here. If you made it this far. Let's just see. Oh, that's a pretty little button. All right. Dear Barry, the 3 red buttons are vintage from my grandmother Annabelle's button box. She was born in 1909. The purple button is from my favorite worn out jacket. I have fun on your quilting adventure. Carolyn from Warrensville Heights, Ohio. Excuse me. Oh, and look at this card. It's a nice, I don't know if you can see it. It's a purple card. Very nice. I'm not for sure where that is in Ohio, but you're pretty close to me. So I want to make sure, Carolyn from Warrensville Heights, Ohio. Thank you for the buttons. Did I get, yeah. I don't know if you can see that one very good. Carolyn, welcome to the Memory Makers Button Club. Oh, I like this card here. Here, let's put that on there. One of these days I'm going to get good at this, but it ain't today. Look at this card right here. She handmade this card. It's very cool. It looks like a sewing machine and probably some thread there, looks like. I hope that's what that was. Sorry if I messed that one up. Hi, Barry. Here's my... What the heck? Steve just going crazy. Hi, Barry. Here's my button for the memory jar. This button is representing my beautiful mother, Lois, and my favorite grandma, Irene. My mother made all my clothes for my dolls, Barbies, and babies. My grandma made me tailored coats and dresses. I miss them every day. Looking forward to more YouTube videos. Truly, Maureen, California retired teacher, 28 years living in Washington. Well, Maureen, thank you for the button, and welcome to the Memory Makers Button Club. And thank you for the card. You took some time on that, and I really like it. I'm saving it. Okay. Let's see. This is Vicky. Oh, Joe So's. You've always been a really good commenter. I really appreciate all your comments, and I read every comment. And I'm going to go in another video. I'm going to show you how. Let me just say this. If you have the time to leave a comment, I feel it's my honor to reply. So I tried, as a matter of fact, I think I try to reply to every comment, like I said, because, you know, you're valuable to me, and I think you deserve to have a reply. And I'm going to show you how I do it. I actually talk my replies, so you know that I'm talking to you. Look at this card that she sent. Very pretty. Hi, Barry. I have 2 stories for the button. I am sending more memories for the jar. When I was growing up, my mother had a tin of buttons, and when she wanted to entertain her 6 children, she would hide the buttons around the house for us to find. It was a lot of fun. My mom passed when I was a teen, but as an adult, I started collecting buttons in my own tin. I also hid the buttons for my children to find. As for the particular button, the memory I have is in regards to my career. I worked for 40 years in the banking sector, supporting banking software. when I had to go on site to a customer, I needed to wear suits. These suits always came with extra buttons, which helped me build my stash. This button was from one of my suits from those days. I'm newly retired and haven't had a suit for quite a while. Anyway, thank you for starting the Memory Makers Button Club. I really enjoy watching your quilting videos as well. Best regards, Vicky Josos. Vicky, congratulations on your retirement. And that is a pretty neat button. And welcome to the Memory Makers Button Club. Yay. And I'll be back. I think we got almost like just a little over one more batch of buttons to go. So hang tight with me. We're almost over the finish line. All right. Here's my last joke of the day. Why can't a nose be 12 inches long? Because if it was, it would be a foot. Ooh, here's a pretty button. Another pretty button. We might put that one on this right here. And can you see all these? All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, Dear Barry. Oh, let me look at this card. And this will give you that's a windmill there. This is a good one. Dear Barry, my name is Det, D-E-T. I live in a little village in Ellecomb in the Netherlands. I think, tell me if I pronounce it wrong, Ellecomb in the Netherlands. I am, and I can't tell that, forgive me if I say this wrong, but it says I am 80 years old because it looks like either a 60 or an 80, and I am assuming that's an 8. I am 80 years old. These colorful buttons I sent you in memory of my father. The red button was made by himself. He was a tailor. I still use his buttons, yarns, and accessories, and his Singer treadle sewing machine, also 80 years old. Oh, so you are 80 years old. Which was electrified by my late husband. I like your videos and follow your channel since the beginning. They remind me of 7 years ago when I started my quilting adventure. Best wishes, Det. Thank you. That is beyond very nice. Thank you. And look at that. Handmade. Det, I am going to welcome you to the Memory Makers Button Club. And just know that their buttons are always going to be sitting right up there, except for when they're right here. And you will always be a part of the Memory Makers Button Club. And thank you very much. Let me do this one. Oh, and I haven't even looked at this yet, but look, here's some snips. Can you see that? She sent. And some fabric, and you know what? This is like the world fabric that I love. And you know what? I'm going to make something out of this, unless you tell me otherwise. But thank you very much. You don't have to do this. I appreciate it. I very much appreciate it, but you're not required to do that. And set this little map. Look here. Barry, here is my buttons. The ladybug button is part of my computer name my son called me on the computer about 40 to 45 years ago. I am Ladybug from Missouri. Such good memories. The sunflower is yellow, my favorite color. I try to always find something to smile about, and yellow makes me smile. Barry, here's a pair of snips. To cut your threads. Love your videos and the notes everyone mails to you. Keep up the good work. Ladybug from Missouri. Thank you very much for everything, the fabric and everything. I appreciate it. Not necessarily, but it will go to good use. And Ladybug from Missouri, welcome to the Memory Makers Button Club. All right, let's see what this is. Oh, this is from JR. JR from Johnson City, Tennessee. Barry, thank you for starting your channel. I really enjoy your videos. My name is JR and I am another dude who makes quilts. Awesome. My grandmother Hassie, a name most people have never heard, started teaching me to make quilts around my age of 10, and I have now been making quilts for 51 years. So let me see. You're my age. Look, I'm smart. I also have an Aunt Ida who helped me learn aspects of quilting that my grandmother didn't teach me, such as how to bind a quilt. I have their button collections and just went through them and picked out 3 buttons for your jar. The gold one in memory of my grandmother and to honor her quilting influence on my life. The red one in memory of my aunt and to honor her quilting influence on my life. And last, the simple blue plastic one to represent my own journey through a lifetime as a dude who makes quilts. I would like to share something I read in a quilting book years ago that changed how I looked at my projects. I don't recall the author, but she said pretty much this: if you are always focused on the imperfections in your project, you will never make anything that you're completely happy with. Sounds like you're talking to me. I took that to heart, and I am always happy with the quilts I finish, even when they are sometimes turn out a bit wonky. It's the imperfections that make the quilt uniquely mine. There are machines and production lines that can roll out hundreds of quilts that are the same pattern with perfection on each one, but they do not have the uniqueness our homemade ones have. My best quilting friend always tells me the most important thing is to enjoy the process. I think I should make a sign of that and put it up in my quilt studio, which used to be called my man cave. Laugh out loud. I have my man cave sign. Blessings and happy quilting, JR. P.S. I look forward to seeing what future projects you are inspired to make. I hope you will share what your inspiration was for the projects. There are lots of quilt channels on YouTube that never mention what inspired them to choose that particular pattern or project. Well, thank you, JR. And the letter actually has some little wells on there. And Johnson City, Tennessee. I love it. I got some friends in Johnson City, Tennessee. And I would never want to make them mad. I'll just tell you that. And JR, thank you for the buttons and all the memories that these hold. And welcome to the Memory Makers Button Club. And on the front here it says, I think this button is from the 1930s, probably the oldest one I have. And this is from Vicky. And Vicky, I know you comment on all my videos, or a lot of them, and I always appreciate seeing you. Hey Barry, here's my contribution to the Memory Makers Button Club. My mother was a button collector. She would spend her free time prowling through thrift stores and garage sales looking for clothing with interesting buttons. When she passed away, I inherited her collection. I have added it to some and now have literally thousands. This one is a loner, as I call the ones that have no mates, so I would likely never use it anyway. But I think it is beautiful. I'm happy it will be joining the other club member buttons. Have a great day, Vicky from Beaumont, Texas. And thank you, Vicky, for the button. It is going to, the jar, and welcome to the Memory Makers Button Club. And we have, I think, 3 more, so hang tight. I'll be right back. All right. I got this card from Abe. I think he gave me this one right here. 7 years old, and Ava, 11 years old. And they are from North Carolina. It says, "Hi, Barry. Hope you're doing well. Here are my grand's buttons they picked out for the club. And the memory is going to be the fun of being a part of your club and knowing that their buttons sit right behind you on the shelf all the way up in Ohio. Your Girl Scout adventure was a, looks like riot. What a good dad, Cheryl and Lewis." And Cheryl and Lewis, I know you comment on a lot of the videos, and I always appreciate you. And look at this really nice card there that they sent. And Abe and Ava, I have your buttons here. I'm welcoming you to the Memory Makers Button Club. You are now official members, and you will always be a member, and the buttons will always be back there. And congratulations. I think you are the youngest members to the club. And oh, look at this button right here. This is, I think, from Dina. Dina sent me a fat quarter here. I really appreciate it. We're going to make some stuff out of this stuff. Hi, Barry. I love your buttons and pearl. Oh, I love buttons and pearls. Excuse me. Hi, Barry. I love buttons and pearls. This button reminds me of pearls. Beautiful luster. Stitch on, Dina, from Tennessee. Enjoy a fat quarter. Well, Dina from Tennessee, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And Dina, welcome to the Memory Makers Button Club. And we got the last one. Woo! Last but not least. Let's get these out here. Let's put these out. All right, here's some. Woo, oh, we got more buttons. You see, there's no planning involved in this. This is just a shoot from the hip thing. But I got some fabric right here. We're going to make some stuff out of this. Hi, Barry. Thought I'd join the button club too. I like your videos, enjoy watching you. I got a chuckle about the story of the guy that wanted your TV and guitars on the wall. Yeah, that's Joe. Glad it wasn't a robber and turned out to be your grandson. Too funny. I'm sending you some buttons that I have in my collection. I have a jar too. I'm adding a fabric square for you too. Wouldn't it be fun to exchange fabric squares with others through the mail? How fun. Sign me up. Susan, a retired want-to-be quilter from Whittier, California. Susan, I'm a want-to-be quilter too, so we'll join that club. And if you want to send out blocks, you know, I just told you Donna at the lake is accepting quilt blocks for her charity that she gives for kids that are waiting on an organ donor list. I thought that was, I mean, there's so many charities, but I happened to watch her videos and I thought that was a worthy cause. But Susan from Whittier, California, thank you for the buttons and welcome to the Memory Makers Button Club. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. There's going to be a link down below with the timestamps and the address. If you haven't sent your button in, send it in. And we'll do another video next week. And I appreciate it. Remember, after health, but before wealth, it's memories. So go out and make some memories. And I will see you later. Bye.